Jack Allison is live from Echo Park. Hi, Jack. How are you? Thank you for coming. You
I'm
know
good.
Jamie Peck. Jamie Peck.
Yeah. Hey,
Jack.
Jamie. Good to
Hey,
see you.
hon.
How you doing?
You too. Good.
Um. So yeah, I'm here at the action at Echo Park Lake. Right now, there's like a crowd of people here at Lemoyne. We're basically blocked. The park is over there, about like a block away, and there's just a lot of cops. I mean, a couple minutes ago before I came on, they just blocked off Sunset with like a line of officers. But what's going on over here is there's a community of unhoused people at Echo Park Lake, and it's one of the safest sort of unhoused communities here in LA. And our council member, Mitch O'Farrell, is trying to shut down the park and, sweep out all the unhoused people. So last night there was a big standoff with the police and the protesters, and today they've like fully gated off the park and they like have blocked off the streets for a block surrounding it. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Right now, it's just a peaceful protest outside the council member's office. We were, getting information from people from the National Lawyers Guild, and but last night it was pretty intense, and there's a lot of, SWAT cops here with their, orange looking shotguns and shit. And I'm going to try to walk over closer to the park here. And then I want to get out of there because I don't really
Yeah.
want to be there without people.
Yeah. You don't want to what? People?
I don't want to be there without, like, people.
Oh,
Without,
yeah.
like, a
No,
crowd of
don't
people.
risk your life. Don't be a hero for the
No, I'm
Katie
not.
Halper show. We need you for the Katie Halper show. I mean,
I just want to give you a sense. There's
yeah.
National Lawyers Guild people over there, so I don't think they're going to beat
Yeah.
people up. But, it's a pretty upsetting circumstance. The unhoused community at the park is not dangerous. There's a community garden there, and, it's known as one of the safer sort of places for unhoused people here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they're sort of, the liberal kind of argument here is that they're giving them all housing, but a lot of this is just temporary housing, and these people feel like we're only being put up for a month, and then what's supposed to happen after that? And a lot of it is at shelters, which people are not happy with because you get separated if you're in a couple. Your pets will get taken away from you. You're only allowed to have like 2 bags worth of stuff. But here we are at Echo Park Lake, and here's the big line of police officers looking really, really cool with their batons and stuff. You can see that these guys look very, very cool here. A very cool group of guys, all with their big visors down and everything,
Yeah.
in cool stances and stuff like that. So the park is, beyond this thing, and they've built up a bunch of fences and everything like that. And, I guess the idea is that the unhoused people have to be out by 10 p.m. tonight, or they're gonna ostensibly force them out. Today, more or less, they put up fences around them and turned it into kind of an open air prison. They're not allowing mutual aid in, and the people that are still there. Because last night ostensibly came to a standstill, and they said we'll allow these people to stay for another 24 hours. But that 24 hours has amounted to, locking them inside with gates and not allowing mutual aid to come in.
And what is the justification for all of this? I mean,
They
alleged
they say
justification?
they say that the park needs repairs. They're like well, first of all, they're like $500,000 of repairs have to be done to the park, which number one is really not that much money for like a public works project or whatever. And
In
number
Los
two,
Angeles. This isn't like a small town in, I don't
right,
know.
this is Echo Park Lake or whatever. Number two, I don't see where the $500,000 of damage has happened. You go around the park and it's not like benches are destroyed or anything like that. The park is as good as it's ever been, and they've even added things like a community garden where people can grow food and like take what they need and leave for others and everything like that. They've built a sort of mutual coffee shop and a kitchen that everyone can use.
Wow.
They built a shower out of wood, and they have like they've really put a lot of work into this community. And basically, uh, they want to push them all out. To do these repairs, they want to shut down the park. But in reality, it's just because there are NIMBYs and business owners who
Not in my
want the
backyard, people. Yeah.
right.
Just so people know
if you
what
look
NIMBY
at
is.
this, like, there are a lot of people like that will get in the replies of any posts about this, and say like, fuck the homeless, it's disgusting and horrible there, or whatever. And if you look into any of their names, they're all like realtors that serve this area. You know what I mean? It's literally just gentrifiers. And I don't know. Last night it was a pretty big showing. It kind of all happened ad hoc, but I think about 200 people showed up and faced off with the cops, and that happened until around midnight. I left around 10:30, and I'll be honest with you, it's because I was scared. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't want to get arrested, so I think I'm going to go home. But I don't think any arrests happened last night. Someone did get their arm broken, and I think well, right now we're just protesting outside of the council member's office, and I don't know what will happen after that.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, I don't know if you saw this question. Katie or Jamie, can you ask Jack how other council members are responding
Sure.
to this? I'm thinking of Nitya Raman specifically.
Yeah, so Nithya Raman, I would hope for more, but Nithya Raman has said, that this is inhumane to do it in this way. She did sort of couch it in like, I'm very happy with how many people have received housing already. With that said, there are people that are in the community here that happily took the sort of housing offers. There are people that don't want to take those offers and have been in these kind of shelters before and stuff like that, and don't want to do it again. You'd hope that there'd be more from Nithya, but she at least did say that this was, an inhumane and horrendous thing to have the LAPD come out like this in such force.
Right. And she is, just for people who don't know about this, who aren't from LA, how does she present herself politically?
Well, Nithya Raman, I like a lot actually. Nithya Raman is like a very sort of left. She's a lefty, council member who unseated a neoliberal one, and a lot of the work done there was by Ground Game LA, which is a great organization out here, who's also working with Street Watch LA on all of these actions out here.
Yeah, LA has been doing some really impressive organizing lately.
Yeah, that has picked up. That has picked up in the last couple of years. I think we do have a lot of great organizations here between K Town for All, Ground Game LA, and Street Watch LA. I'm happy that we're finally there. I see a lot of the detractors out there saying things like, look at all these white kids who didn't even know what Echo Park was until this morning, or look at all these rich kids from other neighborhoods and stuff. And the thing I would say about that is, like, I am from here. I grew up. My house is like a 5-minute walk from here. I'm overlooking the lake, and that criticism is misguided. In fact, I do think the protesters here very much represent the people in this community. And a more accurate one is that, like, Echo Park has become very white because of gentrification, and it's like, this is something that I think we can all, sort of take the burden of and take our own personal responsibility for. But what you're seeing here is not people coming from other neighborhoods, to make trouble for the cops or anything like that. Plus, that would be okay if they were. This
Right.
really does represent like people who are from the neighborhood, and the neighborhood coming together in solidarity, with our neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, I think that argument is always very weird and sketchy, and the outside agitator argument can be applied to anyone from the Russians, which we've seen Susan Rice do with the George Floyd protests, or it can be applied to in this kind of like pseudo woke way, like, oh, these white kids, like they don't even know it's
Again, I would even say it's like, number one, this is people from the neighborhood that are standing in solidarity, but also we do need cross-class solidarity and stuff.
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
that's the
like,
biggest thing. It's like, why is that bad?
Protest, that's good. It's like a good thing. It should be.
Reminds me of Neera Tanden calling me a Dalton socialist, for example. Not to make it all about, but seriously, like that, I don't get why people think. Oh wow, let's see.
Here's the crowd here. We got a lot of LAPD helicopters circling. It looks like
we can hear those.
Doing a sit-in here. These helicopters are costing, I think, about $12,000 an hour, and they've just been circling since the middle of last night nonstop.
And how much money do they need to raise in repairs, apparently, allegedly?
They said that they're doing $500,000 in repairs, and you know,
So
in my
how many
opinion,
hours of helicopters would that be?
oh, this police action has already easily, I think, dwarfed you know the cost of the repairs that they're going to be doing here. There they are. You know, a little earlier, they were buzzing us like pretty fucking close, and they set up a line of officers, you know, across Sunset, and then very weirdly just packed up and left. I don't know what the hell is going on and what they're doing, but I think they're just trying to intimidate us. Yesterday, we shut down Sunset, and a cop just came at full speed towards us. I'm standing in the street, came at full speed towards us, and then like turned at the last second, like just to be intimidating.
In a car or running?
Yes, in a car. No, in a car.
Right, yeah. Jesus.
Pretty
Wow.
horrendous stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know
you know,
if
Katie,
LA is one of the places where they've made it legal to hit protesters with your car yet.
Geez,
But I
well,
guess the
I gotta
cops,
check in with
I guess the cops can do
Lawyers
whatever
Guild.
they want anyway, so it
I
doesn't
mean, that's
matter.
the other thing. That is the thing, is that, you know, that's even what the National Lawyers Guild people are saying. They're like, here's all your rights and laws. With that said,
And-
cops are cops and they can do whatever they
Right.
want, you know, in the end, really. Like,
Yeah.
but I think I'm going to run. I just wanted to do a quick pop in.
Thank
I want
you,
to
yeah.
go sit in and do whatever we're doing here. But thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
and,
thanks.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody,
let
if
us
you
know if
wanna
there are any
support, I think
updates.
there is,
Yeah.
I think, a GoFundMe for Echo Park Rise Up, and I think it's being used for bail funds and things like that. I
Okay,
don't think
great.
that there have been arrests yet, but I could see it getting there. You know, last night they did give us a dispersal order and told us arrests would happen, and then they just sort of beat people up, and and then we left, I guess.
Wow.
But thanks for having me on to talk about it, and
Of course,
good to
yeah.
meet you. Good to talk to you. Good to talk to you, Jamie.
Yeah, see you soon, and let us know if anything happens that you want us to make sure we announce.